Welcome to Magic Tarot. I have another pick a card for you all. The question is who is keeping tabs on you, or you can say who is spying on you. You have three piles here pile one, two, and three. You might be drawn to the card, you might be drawn to the number. Whatever pulls your attention, whatever calls out to you, pick that particular pile. The timestamps will be down below. Let's proceed with the reading. The ones who have chosen pile number one, your cards are you have Six of Wands, Six of Cups, the World card, the King of Cups, and then the Knight of Swords. Okay, and here you have time to go, regeneration, and new life. Okay, who is the one who is spying on you? Okay, or who is the one who's keeping tabs on you? With the Six of Wands and with the Six of Cups. Six in tarot relates to lovers, okay, and you have two sixes here. So this particular person definitely feels like this connection to them is close to what they would feel for someone um, who was their true love, who is their true love for that matter. So, this particular person is feeling very nostalgic about you. They're missing you. They're missing those moments that they have had with you. And I can also say with the Six of Wands and the World card here, this particular person is prying about you or trying to get information by asking their friends, not directly, as in, asking people they know, people you have in common as friends, or people whom they know who are in contact with you. So they're not directly asking about you, rather, it is something like an indirect source. Let me give you an example. It's like asking a person about someone else with an intention that they're going to speak about you. So if you have a friend who is very close to you, they're going to ask about them so that eventually someone talks about you. Okay, or they can nonchalantly put across to someone that, okay, and what is particular person doing? So that is how this particular person is inquiring about you. And with the World card, they're using all the social medias which are connecting us. It can be Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, any other media in which you are active. So, what I feel you have a connection with this particular person is with the King of Cups, okay? So, this particular person is someone who has, they're not really in tune with their emotions. And I always see a King of Cups as a particular person. Um, what happens is when you are so used to bottling up or making sure that you control your emotions, what really happens is that after a point of time, okay, in the face of adversity or when the situation is actually going on, okay, when the situation is actually going on, they have this, they're very non-emotional. They have, I'm like, when everybody is losing their head around them, they're the only ones with their head on, with, a head over their shoulder. Like, they will navigate you through the toughest situations. That's because at that point of time, they have their emotions under control. They're not really letting themselves feel anything. And this is that kind of person. They do not let themselves feel anything when the situation is actually taking place. So imagine if you were to break up with them at that particular moment, they're going to give you a sort of like, reaction like, yeah, okay, I'm completely fine with it. And like they're going to give you a vibe that they don't give a damn about, whether this relationship is there or not. This particular person can come across as that way. Okay, and they are going to come across that way. But 2 days, 3 days, probably a week, and then the emotion starts to settle down. Then they start to feel, and sometimes it's a little late for those feelings. So, what I feel is this particular person, they never really told you or confirmed the feelings that you intuitively felt that they had towards you. They never really um, confirmed that emotion for that matter. And I think that is one of the reasons why you feel like it's time to let go and it's time to walk away from this particular situation. It's time to move on in life. And you're having a rebirth, okay? With a regeneration, you're having a rebirth and you want to set on a new life. Like you are sure that this is somewhere, maybe I cannot say really sure, but then you are definitely seeing signs that, in all areas of life, there are things that you're leaving behind and moving forward. And with a new life, I mean, like, it is self explanatory. But I think what is happening here right now, okay, 2 minutes, these cards. Okay, what is happening here is this particular person actually really thinks the world of you. And for you, this phase or this connection is drawing to an end. The World card also talks about things coming to a closure, okay, cycles ending for that matter. And maybe that is happening for you, that cycles are ending for you. Like this particular cycle in life is ending. You're wrapping it up, you are tying the loose ends, and you're gearing up to start a new chapter of your life. And what is happening is because you want to start a new chapter of your life, this can be with this particular person or without them. And that is something which is very scary because all this while they had you where they wanted you. I mean, like, there was some form of confirmation that you're still there. I can always come back to you. You're still there waiting for me. But then now it's like they are realizing, and I think you have sparked an element of fear in them that, they are fearful of the fact that they might probably end up losing you. Okay, and that fear is driving them with the Knight of Sword. That fear is driving them to want to rush into your life with some form of communication. And I think the communication is about the emotions that they feel and they really don't know how they're going to communicate that. And probably they are not really, what do I say, I'm like, even when they end up expressing, it's not going to be the best of the speech, but they will try to sum it up in a way. I mean, like, when a person is anxious and they want to tell you so many things, they want to put so many things across, but what happens is they fail to get that point across. and and why they're keeping tabs on you is they want you in their life. Okay, they want you to keep waiting for them. They're actually fearful of the fact that you want to start a new chapter. I think they somewhere intuitively know that you want to start a new chapter, start afresh, but they're scared. What if it's not with them? Because, like, you have time to go, you have regeneration. Again, this talks about, like I told you, it talks about rebirth. It talks about starting a new chapter. You have like two cards that signifies starting a new chapter. So, if it is starting a new chapter, if it is a new life that you're seeking, is it without them? They are actually in dark about this fact that, are you going to start, are you going to cut them out of your life completely, or are you going to take them and move forward? And what I feel like, maybe this particular person wants to end the cycle of not telling you, end the cycle by revealing their emotions and take it to another level. So if previously you didn't have a commitment, they want to give you the commitment that you have been seeking, for that matter. Yeah, so that, and this particular person, I don't think wants to let you go. Okay, you want to go, but then they don't want to let you go, because I told you, if we take this for the card that it is, they think of you as their world. Okay, and one more point about this particular person is, this particular person is someone who is quite well known, someone who is quite accomplished, quite celebrated, and it can, this particular person is also, you can say, um, someone who is well known among a lot of people. Basically, they are well known, this particular person. So, this is the person who is keeping tabs on you. This is the particular person who's spying on you through social media. Okay, so I hope this resonates. Thank you. Okay, the ones you have chosen, pile number two, what are your cards? You have Four of Pentacles, you have the Hierophant, you have the Emperor, Ace of Sword, Two of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, the Magician. So you had a lot of cards that fell out for you. Then you have the Soulmates, you have Between Worlds, and then you have Yin. Okay, so who is this particular person who is keeping tabs on you, who is spying on you, spying on you? So with the Emperor card and with the Hierophant, okay, I feel like I don't usually talk about signs in my readings because I have always felt like signs are quite irrelevant because I'm like, that is somewhere I feel it is irrelevant. So, but then for me in this particular pile, the signs, the zodiac signs are actually, it's like I want to tell them for some reason, okay? So with the Emperor card, it's you have the Emperor card here. So this is someone who is an Aries, okay? And with the Hierophant, you might probably be dealing with Taurus. So you have a lot of wands and you have pentacles here. So definitely a fire sign. But the fire sign that is coming across to me is Aries. But then you have the other fire signs as well. Those are I'm I'm like, okay, I'm not really getting it right now. So you have Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo, and with a Hierophant, you have the Pentacles here. So you have two Pentacles here. So this is an Earth sign. So that is Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Okay, yeah. I hope. But then the two signs that are really calling out to me here in this particular pile are Aries and like strongly it is Taurus. Aries and Taurus. Okay. So the person might have these two signs um, in their chart, or it can be that they're feeling very driven and very grounded with you. Okay, so when it comes to you, like I told you, this particular person is feeling, I'm like, a lot of passion. Aries is someone who wants to like charge ahead, very strong personality for that matter, very positive, a very positive attitude. And what I feel like this particular person is really very positive in this connection. I see that with the magician as well. Um, so this particular person is trying to be very optimistic about this whole connection. And with a Hierophant, they definitely want something which is very stable, a marriage for that matter with you. But here I would say, yeah, the marriage for that matter. So this particular person is someone who is, I mean, like quite wealthy. You have the Four of Pentacles. So, this particular person is definitely someone who is building their fortune. Okay. So, they're very good with their finances. They know how to use their money, they know the value of it. Um, and they are, it's like they are trying to accumulate property, wealth, probably even, I'm like, because they want to give you a very stable life. This particular person is, I think they are wanting to buy a home, wanting to give you all the right, I mean, like, they want to be prepared for you before you enter their life. Like, like someone like once you're married, it's like they need to have everything before you enter, like where you're never going to um like question, or probably like you do not have enough, or they can provide you with everything. I think this particular person, the emperor is also a provider, so this particular person is definitely, I mean, like when they fall in love, it's like they will cherish that person, but then the way they show their love, it's more towards like, I'm going to provide this particular person with everything that they want, like whether it is materialistic things or whether it is emotionally as well. But then the emperor is not someone who's very emotional, but very driven for that matter, very passionate for that matter. So um okay, I mean, like, I don't usually talk about you know anything which is a little beyond PG, or let's just say. But then I have, I'm like, I'm getting that. Okay, this particular person is going to be quite good in bed. So yeah, that's it. I told that. I'm sorry. Okay. So I mean, like the ones who are quite younger and do not need to hear that. I mean, like, strike that off. or just forget that I ever said that. So, yeah. Uh, with the Ace of Swords, what I feel is this particular person has had a very strong revelation about this whole scenario, for that matter. So, what has happened with the Ace of Sword is this particular person is trying to get information about you. I'm like, they're trying to seek information, that is one thing, but they have come to a very strong realization. A truth has revealed itself, um, in the form of, it can be like sudden thought, it can be like, um, not necessarily a dream, but then it is like, having that epiphany, okay? Like suddenly an illumination, like realizing something, for that matter. And I think this particular person has come to realize that you are their soulmate. And like, you have here the soulmate card. So what I feel like, this particular person thinks you are their soulmate. And what I feel like with the Two of Wands, okay, and like, again, you have the world in their hand, but then what I feel like, uh, for okay, for some reason, I really feel like this particular person, either you are a person who is not very active on social medias, because you're not very active on social medias, but I feel like they are not able to get information about you through social medias. Okay, and I doubt if you have people in common as well, for that matter, but then, or you might. Um, but wait, hold on. It's like with the Two of Wands, okay, this particular person is really planning things out. They're strategizing. They are, you know, you have the Knight of Pentacles, okay? The Knight of Pentacles is, okay, the Knight of Pentacles is someone who is very cautious, okay? This particular person wants to come towards you with a very stable offer, but he or she is very, you can say, slow. They are very steady, for that matter. And other thing is very cautious, okay? The word cautious. This particular person strategizes. I mean, like, you have two of wands here. So this particular person is making plans, they're strategizing, they are like waiting for that opportune time, waiting for the right time that they can make an offer. I mean, like, they make an offer, and it's like the right condition where you say yes. Okay, like the offer should be given to you at a moment where it is like, okay, she's going to say yes, or he's going to say yes. Okay, so that is the Knight of Pentacles. So why this particular person is keeping tabs on you is because they want something very stable with you. And with the Magician card, this particular person is trying to, I'm like, what are the, it is like, you know, they are trying to manifest the perfect timing, trying to manifest you back into their life, trying to manifest a situation. I think you're not out of their life. I think you're not out of their life. Um, yeah, you're not. Okay, for some reason, I get an energy that you're not out of their life. And with the Magician card, this particular person, not out of their life, mean it in a way like, for probably for this particular person, it seems like you never really left. Okay, even if you are not with them, for them, it seems like they never had a void with you, that there was never a gap, because I think probably you were constantly in their head. Okay, and it's like there was never there, but then I think this particular person has been really very slow, and he or she is trying to manifest the perfect condition, trying to manifest the perfect situation for that matter, that they can they can come up with this offer. They can offer you that stability, and you're going to say yes. Okay, so that is the one thing. And what I feel like, they strongly feel like you are meant to be together. Okay, with the soulmate card, and you have between worlds, and then you have the yin card. Okay, so okay, the two of wands, here you have the two of wands, and then you have between worlds. Okay, two of wands and between worlds almost is like the same energy. So what I feel like, this particular person um, might be, um, okay, they might have been very committed to their work. Okay, with the Hierophant talks about commitment, right? So the Hierophant, when it talks about commitment, so what I feel like, this particular person either would have been very committed to their work, and the time devoted to you, I'm like, they couldn't give this relationship the time that it required for that matter. Or for the few other people, what I feel like, this particular person might have been in a relationship with someone else. Okay, like, which had a tag, like, okay, like a girlfriend or boyfriend for that matter, like it was a known relationship. uh, and it was something which was okay, like stable, or you can just say like a committed relationship. So this particular person was or is, for that matter, in a relationship. But the between worlds and the two of wands talks about someone who is planning to move forward. Okay, the between worlds, you see this swan coming out from, I mean, like, the card is divided into two parts. Okay, there's darkness, and then there's, like, really, you have these I mean, like, you have some form of celebration. So, what I feel like, this particular person wants to move ahead with you, and the relationship that they were, okay, they're going to come out of it, because between worlds and the two of wands definitely talks about something which is forward. I mean, like, though they are in that confused state, that waiting energy, but then it is like full intention of moving forward. And this particular person is going to come out of this relationship, and what they really feel like, you are the soulmate. Or, like I told you, this particular person does not necessarily have to be like they were with someone else, but then I feel like they were committed to their work more than they were towards you. So with the soulmate and between worlds and yin, what I really feel like I already told you, they feel, and I think somewhere even you feel a strong pull towards this particular person, or you had some form of connection with this particular person. And with the yin card, is just asking you, the universe is asking you to just receive. Okay, don't do anything, just, I'm like, whatever's coming your way, just receive. Okay, so that is what I'm getting for you all. I hope this resonates. So this is the person who is spying on you, and you got to know for what, why. Um, Thank you. Um, then you have the ones who have chosen pile number 3. The cards are, you have the Fool card, you have the Strength, 6 of Pentacles, the Chariot, 8 of Swords, 9 of Wands, and then you have the Judgment card. And here you have come to the edge. Sorry. Then you have go the distance, and then a change in the wind. So, who is the person who is spying on you or who's keeping tabs on you? So, you have, like, I'll tell you, you have come to the edge, and the fool talks about the same thing. Okay, so these two cards, okay, talk about the same thing for that matter. So, who is this particular person? This particular person is someone from your past. Okay, you had a very strong connection, a very deep connection for that matter. This connection lasted a long time. I mean, like, really long time. Okay. I have that feeling it can be for you, it can be for them, it can be for both of you as well. Okay. So, with the full card and come to the edge, okay, let me talk about how the the dynamics of this situation is. So, you have this strong bond, a connection with this particular person. You had some really amazing moments, amazing time with this particular person because they were so carefree. I mean, like every moment that you spent with this particular person felt like liberating. It liberated you, it made you feel alive. Okay, this emotion that you felt made you feel really alive, made you feel carefree, like you could take on the world. You could move, I mean, like you could climb any mountains for that matter. And I think you made them feel the same, I guess. Okay. And why I say that is this particular person did not understand their emotions at that point of time. I mean, like, this was like, okay, yeah, I mean, like, really, I enjoyed my time with this particular person, but this particular person was not someone to settle down. They did not want responsibility. They did not want, I mean, like, they were unaware of their emotions, I feel. Okay. And what happened for you is you felt really stuck because I think you were too much in your head, thinking over and over again about the fact, like, I think there was no clarity about the situation. Like, really started to question, was it really there or was it all in my imagination? Did I really feel these things or was it just a game for them or for that matter? And what I feel with the Eight of Swords is you were feeling this period for you of being stuck was a little prolonged for that matter. You wanted to figure out if the emotions were really true. Like, you wanted the confirmation that was it really, I mean, like, was any of it ever real? Okay, because for you it was real, so was it ever real for them for that matter? So, yeah, it is that. And you've been through a lot. You have struggled in this relationship. I mean, like, there has been so many scars, wounds. Um, I think you you just went through so much with this particular person that now it feels like I'm done. Okay, like, I don't want this particular person back in my life. And I think you've drawn that boundary. Okay, you have drawn that boundary for yourself. I'm not going to let this particular person in. And I think that happened because you were waiting, 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 and this particular person never took any action towards you. With the Six of Pentacles, I feel like they did not really take any action towards you. And with the Strength card, what I really feel like, this talks about you being strong, and I'm like, you try to be strong and you try to really like, okay, I'm going to see the situation through. But I think you've been through so much. It talks about, I mean, like, you have 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So, like, it started off from zero. It's like, you see, you have a 6, you have a 7, you have two eights. So this was very prolonged for you, 8, and with a 9, and then you have 20. Okay, it's double 10 for that matter. So this was like, you gradually, I think it'll gradually, you have like been through so much in this relationship. Something really pure was there, and then there's no action being taken. You wanted them to move towards you, but then there was no action taken. Then you feel stuck. That requires you to have strength. And I'm like, you wanted them to move forward, but then I think this particular person felt really conflicted within them. Like I told you, they are not someone who was seeking responsibility, or this particular person did not, what I feel is here, was not seeking, no, this particular person was conflicted because they themselves weren't aware of their own emotions. And the fool often is someone who is, they do things in the spur of the moment. So yeah, so I feel like there was a lot of conflict whether I move forward, and because and I think that's the reason they never took any action. But I mean, like, I'm no one to justify what they did. You have been through so much, and I shouldn't be justifying their actions to you. So you are definitely the decision maker here, okay? So again, with the judgment, you get to decide. But what I feel like, you finally come to a point where you just want to unburden all these emotional baggage that you've been going through. There's so much emotional baggage with you right now. You are in that defensive mode. This particular person has hurt you so much that you're like, no, I'm not having anything. I'm not doing anything with this particular person. I'm not having any form of, I mean, like, you have drawn that boundary, you have put that fence that this particular person can never climb through and come to your side. Okay, you're making sure of that. And with the judgment, what I feel like, you have a decision to make. You, or that burden that you were feeling for so long, is finally going to evaporate. Okay, that forgiveness, I'm like, you're going to forgive this particular person, not for them, okay, for yourself. And th- that burden that you had, okay, that emotional baggage, that emotional pain that you have, is going to, at one, I mean, like, you're going to wake up one day, and you're going to have that clarity. You're going to feel so much more lighter, trust me. Okay, with the judgment card, this talks about rebirth, this talks about starting fresh. You have two cards that prove that you are starting fresh. So with the judgment card, definitely. And come to the edge again, it tells you, take that leap of faith. If you want to move away from this particular person, well and fine. Move away from them and go that distance, because it's like, what is going to happen is, you're going to find whatever you're seeking out there, and a change is in the wind. So whatever pain, whatever that you've been through, whatever that you have been through with this particular person, there is a change in the wind. So a change is something that you cannot stop, and this is a very positive change. It's going to bring all the right things into your life. And what I feel like, this person that you had a past with is checking up on you, is keeping tabs on you, is doing all this because I think They want to take a leap of faith towards you. They want to come towards you because they have had a change of heart, because they have had, I mean, like things have changed for them. They feel like a changed person. Things are changing for changing in their life that they have no control over, whether it is happening internally as well and around their surroundings. So I feel like this particular person is keeping tabs on you only for a reason that they want to move towards you. Okay, they want to move towards you and they want to take that leap of faith and start fresh, start with a clean slate. But then the decision is completely on your side. Okay, so that is what I'm getting for you all. I hope this resonates. Thank you.